everybody, welcome to Bish's RV, kicking it here in Coldwater, Michigan today with my friend the Cougar 25RES. Little overdue on getting some update footage of this one, but with the 23 updates, I'm gonna make it worth your while here. This is like one of the shortest fifth wheels you can get with a full living room super slide. Let's take a look at this thing with our floor plan in a flash. Automatic leveling, 0 to 110 degree rated. That's the kind of stuff that most manufacturers don't take the extra time to do. Cougar actually tests every single one of their floor plans. The 23 updates are really looking good on this one. Not only has it received a beautiful exterior makeover, but we've also got some awesome content updates now, like Goodyear endurance radials and at least factory prep for TPMS. There's basically just a little module for tire pressure monitoring that you can just plug right into this thing. The RV has factory standard solar inverter prep, and there are various factory solar packages available. But what's great about this one, this is, again, a shorter length RV. What I do want to hit on, though, real quick, a safety note, because I'll always put your safety before the sale. This RV is called a Cougar half-ton. That is the name of this series. Whether your half-ton can tow this one or not really depends on specifically mostly the payload rating of your half-ton. Usually you'll have more than enough tow rating, but you tend to run out of payload first. If you don't know what that means, call our team. I always want to make sure you know that good safety info. And kind of showing you that, kind of telling you the good with the bad, even presenting potential deal-breaking factors for you. That's what I'm going to do here for you in this video. Now, Cougar has a lot of good stuff going on. I am very happy with that new tankless on-demand water heater system. That way, you know, if you take the second shower, nobody has to take a cold freezy shower on this one. And as we go, I'd love you to chime in, share with me, like, what furniture arrangement would you like? Would you want the second air? Where are you from? How does that information work for you? Tell me where you think they nailed it and where you think they failed it, and make sure you hit that subscribe button if you appreciate these videos. Let's get in there. And this is certainly not a unique floor plan in the RV industry, but this is the original version of this that has spawned, like, a lot of people have made a version of this. Now, some manufacturers have actually phased theirs out, and some brands like Cougar, like Eagle, have continued to find success with theirs. It's just kind of funny how that happens. I want to explain what makes Cougar maybe a little different for you. Like, we're looking at that easy up-down dream dinette system, that gas-strutted dinette. We'll get a look at that in sleeper and storage mode in a minute. That is a marine-grade woven flooring there in the slide. I actually prefer the look when the main floor matches the slide floor. Ironically, that woven stuff is a higher grade flooring material as compared to the main RV decking skin that we're looking at right here. So kind of just funny, one of those things. This thing is small, but one of the things they did a good job of is making sure it has maintained an awesome entertainment center over here. And I'm actually going to cop a squat. Or rather, I'm just going to take a seat. I don't think you'd want me actually squatting on here. Wow, you're getting to see me in like stereo. You're getting the shine off my bald head here in the refrigerator, and then over there in the big 4K Jumbotron. Now that can pivot around, but for the most part, I don't think you really need it to unless you're sitting at the dinette. And if it is a little bit chilly, not only do you have floor vented heating, which provides a little bit warmer floor and more even cooling, although it does mean that you now have floor vents you have to clean around, so there's a push and a pull there. But it also has that electric space heat and fireplace and 12-volt tank heaters for a little bit of, get you through the worst kind of cold sort of situation. Now, giving you a little bit of a look around here from, I'm going to call it the director's seat, as it were. The look of it in the driver's seat. Now, obviously, I'm sitting down, so I have to kind of crane the camera up and look up at a few things. But overall, it's a small RV that has a pretty big feel to it. That's what's kind of cool about this. Basically, the entire room being a super slide, it doesn't look and feel compact ever at any given time. Now, the sun is just barreling through here, so I want to also give you a look with those blackout roller shades drawn down. Now, inside that slide, you have dimmer switch lighting, which is very cool. One other thing I want to mention to you, you have multiple choices of furniture in this RV, and I'd like to know which one you'd go with. So you have a choice between a freestanding table and 4 chairs, or the booth that we're looking at. You also have a choice between the theater seat that we're looking at today and a trifold sleeper sofa. So you could actually truly build this as a purist couples camper with no real accommodations for any sort of additional guests. You could build it with a theater seat and table and chairs. You could also build it for max sleeping with the booth dinette and the hide-a-bed. You have any combination of those you would like. You also have a choice of which refrigerator you would like. Today we're looking at the larger capacity and faster cooling 12-volt DC compressor fridge. There is also an 8 cubic foot gas electric two-way fridge swaption available. Now down here, you might notice Cougar is very good, even in their travel trailers and their smaller fifth wheels, about using that larger oven right there as opposed to something smaller. You know, if you are actually going to spend an extended time in this, maybe you do still cook. Maybe you want to make some serious cookies and biscuits, or maybe you hit a pheasant on the way to the campsite. You want to be able to you know, burn up some, I would say yard bird, but what is pheasant? Road bird? By the way, there's a thing with the internet that every type of bird is some type of chicken. And every time I'm on the lake with my nephews and we see like geese or ducks or something like that, I'm always like, hey, look at that long-necked, stretchy water chicken. And they never seem to get tired of it. And frankly, as long as I can still make a child laugh, I'm going to call it a good day. I tell you what, we're going to ow, 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 ow. Ooh, I shouldn't have done that. I was going to say do a Michael Jackson moonwalk up the steps backwards, but that turned out bad. My heel slipped off and just dug the back of my Achilles tendon against that thing. But never mind my personal injuries. We're going to just keep on rolling here. This now has a tankless on-demand water heater. That is your controller for it. This is a Gen 3 variety where you can actually set the temp how you want. Now, the one that we're looking at today actually has some lithium batteries with heaters basically built right onto them from the factory. You can actually activate that here. And of course, we've got the in-command system that we usually, yep, there we go, programmed to 4-0. Some people do 1, 2, 3, 4. You can do whatever you'd like, and you can always reset it. But not only can you operate things like the lights right here, but there's actually a switch back there just below the TV to be able to operate the lights in that area as well, which is kind of cool. Sliding our way back here, I don't know why someone felt the need to drape the little, you know, clean your feet carpet strip over that. Maybe they were just helping make sure the door didn't slide around in transit. I'm not exactly sure. You see that there's plenty of fluffy, friendly space around that toilet. Above that, you saw that there is a grab your hat and hold on, you know, Fajita Friday sort of towel bar. And obviously, we have doors on the storage beside the shower over here. But what is also awesome, you may have noticed how that shower has a seat. Well, taking a look at that, even a big person like me has room to sit down on there, and I can shave my shins like Uncle Gary, and there's excellent headroom up in this. I'm a little bit over 6 foot tall for reference, by the way. Big medicine cabinet over here. On our way down, you might notice the entire RV has sealed edge thermal foil countertop, so you know, any sort of dribbling doesn't really sink into the counter space itself and cause any sort of soft spots or anything like that. And giving you a little look at the storage below the sink level right there. That's one of the things I'm going to give Cougar some serious credit for in this class. Not every manufacturer does a fantastic job of that. Now, moving up front into the bedroom, I want to share the good with the bad, and then just some things to make you go, let's talk good news first. Good news? Just, well, of course, if I hit it, just a normal light switch for the bedroom. You don't have to use the in-command to, like, operate all the lights in the RV if you don't want to. Bad news, that's a short queen. Good news, there's plenty of room for a true queen in here. It would be a little tighter with a true queen. I would like your input. I'd like to share this with Cougar. You know what, ignore me, ignore anything I've said. From the factory, even knowing that you could put a true queen in that, would you like to have just a true queen in it from the factory, or would you like them to leave it as is? The Cougar brand manager has been doing an amazing job of dialing into consumer feedback based on the comments of this video. And folks, you are truly helping shape the future of this product. So let's kind of keep that rolling. Now, these are all 50 amp service. Your main air is always a 15,000 BTU. You can always have a second air added to it, which is what we'd be looking at today. Prep for second air. In the Midwest, in a smaller fifth wheel like this, that's pretty normal to see. In some of our western, southern states, I'm very certain you'd see second air absolutely all the time. So let's say you're from, I don't know, Texas, Georgia, whatever, and you're looking at this specific fifth wheel, we could always throw a second air on it. Now, these side stands are super, like, phone charger friendly. Very wide open. You don't feel claustrophobic in there. There is no king option for the bed at this time. But notice those yellow stickers on those outlets. not only do you have USB plugs, but those are also run to the inverter, should you actually have an inverter on this RV. At the very least, these are all inverter prepped. And if you don't know what that means, it means that you should be able to actually get those things wired up. You could power those outlets purely off battery power, where normally they would need household power. Now around the corner here, you saw the light switch. This is a thermistor, which is what talks to the smart system to tell it what temperature it is in different zones of the RV, in case you have multiple air conditioners and it wants to juggle them. And we are TV prepped on this wall over here. This is hold on, major pro tip for you if you're gonna add a TV onto this wall. And I know it kind of stops the show when I get on my soapbox like this, but if you're gonna put a TV on this wall, fine, no sweat, it's made for it. There's a little backer behind that sticker. But when you measure it, don't measure the wall like it is. Close the bedroom slide first to make sure you have room for that TV when the slide closes. I mention this because we just did a repair for someone who tore the bejeebies out of their bedroom wall on a brand new fifth wheel. And they just came in and went, this is on me, isn't it? I have to foot the bill on this. And yeah, unfortunately, that's not warranty. That's an accident on behalf of the owner, and unfortunately that does come out of their pocket, you know. Now we did work with them a little bit on the cost of things. That's actually part of the Bish's Diamond Club package. Some things we do, some benefits that you get, discounts on parts, labor, installs, things like that. Any Bish's store can take care of you. But the other thing is, if you want a big massive jumbotron, fine. Just remember, it's not really rated for like massive 40-inch, 50-inch 4K TV weight on the wall, and you're going to have to take that TV down and store it somehow for transit. So my recommendation, close the slide, do your measuring, then hang the screen. One of the great things about an RV like this, they don't get a lot of credit for it, is that when the slide is closed, because the bed is in a fixed position within the body of the RV, there's zero question as to whether it can or cannot be used in transit. When the bed is in the slide, frankly, there's no one that can really tell you if it can or can't be used in transit with confidence, because no supplier and no manufacturer actually test for things like that. Now, this one down here actually, I think, does maintain a little bit better road mode access than its Eagle HT counterpart. Like, you look at it right here, and yeah, it looks like it's awful pinched off, but the thing is, you can do a little maneuver I call the coming around the mountain when she comes. And as you see, when you do that, you can just weave your way right around this sucker without ever actually stepping foot in the slide. You can get to the refrigerator. You could get to the pantry storage behind the entertainment. You could be travel stop functional, nap, crap, and snack-tastic. This one definitely passes the Cracker Barrel test in my book, but I can weave my way around the countertop. What do you think? Do you think this one's travel functional? And I think it's most prudent to begin on this one talking about towing, because obviously you start seeing a shorter RV, especially one that says the word half-ton literally written across the nose of it, and you start thinking, oh, so that's half-ton towable, huh? Maybe, maybe not. Again, the real delimiting factor here for most half-ton towing is usually not your towing capacity. A lot of half-tons are very capable of towing well more weight than this will really throw at them. The potential delimiting factor is usually the hitch weight of this RV versus the payload rating of your pickup. Now, if you don't know what that means, please contact our team so that we can make sure that you're staying safe on this thing. But I want you to understand that the word half-ton on the front of this is its name and not necessarily a guarantee of towing safety. Now, 23 update here. Now that I've got all my towing stuff said, we have tankless on-demand water heater. I believe I've mentioned that previously. We still have the enclosed protected docking center, but they have also touched up the pass-through of this. On their fifth wheels, they've gotten rid of, in the pass-through compartment, that sort of felty carpeted flooring area and gone with that sort of industrial rubberized sort of stuff. Now, interestingly, something I've noticed on these is that they effectively have two separate disconnect switches now, and a third potentially with some of the more advanced solar packages. What I'm getting at here is you have in that front compartment that I frickin' forgot to open, your spare tire and your battery hookups are in there, by the way. I've shown them in other videos. I'm just going to keep rolling on this one. But you have in there a Giggy box, which is like a disconnect on steroids. But what's interesting is the solar directly bypasses that and can keep your battery charged up when the rest of the RV is disconnected. That's cool. But it's also interesting that they have basically given the solar package its own separate disconnect. And I think that's probably to help with the longevity of charge controllers, which potentially, if sitting there, you know, with too much sun, not enough sun, could, you know, burn up and burn out over time. Probably not while it's under warranty, but I actually really respect the fact that they're taking some steps to, keep this thing in good working order even once the warranty expires. I share the good with the bad. If you're noticing, it's great that it's a short length. It does have a small awning, but it's just because the profile of this fifth wheel, any further forward and the awning arm would overlap with the propane door, any further back and it would run off the roof line. So they put the best awning on it they could. It's just not the biggest awning. Whenever you start shrinking an RV down, inevitably something has to give, and awning capacity was the thing that gave on this one. What I am impressed with, though, for a smaller class fifth wheel, they've got a major league pass-through compartment over here. You see the in command and the TPMS prep over there on the left. On the far side, that's our solar charge controller and the solar disconnect that we talked about, as well as the auto leveling controls. Moving our way over here, we see another of those 23 updates. The previously optional, now standard Goodyear Endurance tire package. 87 mile an hour rated, American made, and you see the Road Armor suspension package between those. What I like about that one is it has shock dampening above and below the chuck, basically, so that it really does a great job of taking that chatter from the road out of the equation and giving you a smoother towing experience. Now, this is the area right here where Cougar's always done this. Eagle used to do this, and now they don't. The little mini camp kitchen. So if you like this RV, but you're like, I don't want that camp kitchen, take a look in the video description and look at the Eagle video tour that I have for you. And if you've seen that Eagle, but you wish you had a camp kitchen, guess what, baby? I got a Cougar over here with its claws out waiting for you. On the back, we have not just an accessory hitch. This is one of only about 3 Cougar fifth wheels that actually does have, I guess for lack of a better way of saying it, a factory towing package where there's an accessory, or there's a hitch on the back with safety chain hooks and a 4-way wiring harness. So this is one that is suited for like throwing a little bass boat or something back there and heading down the road. Although I do recommend fishing drunken Uncle Gary out of there after he got drunk from fishing, because he's Uncle Gary. I didn't know where I was going with that. I'm not sure it went anywhere, but I had fun. Anyway, one last thing here. Taking a look up top. What we're looking at today on this one is the factory standard 200 watt solar flex package. Every single Keystone RV has at least that, a 15 amp Victron charge controller, which is an MPPT controller, by the way. And if you don't know what MPPT, yeah, you know me, means. Basically, you maintain and recycle and get more juice from the sun, from that fiery ball in the sky, and convert that into more lightning in your battery compartment. Versus a PWM controller, which is fine, it just doesn't do the extra potential loss power that this one catches. So no matter what, you've got a really quality controller there. You could always throw an extra panel up top on the roof of this. There are also 400 and 600 watt versions of the Solar Flex available on Cougars. That the 400 is extremely expandable, but the 600 is already set and ready from the factory to be able to turn over that main air conditioner with a heavy duty inverter and be able to give you a little bit of a respite from those screaming hot, say like southern or western days. So as you see, we found ourselves here at the tail end of our video and the RV and the tail end of my available jokes list for the day. I'm absolutely running on fumes. I've recorded like 6 videos today. I try not to repeat myself. It gets tricky after a while, after about 6,000 videos. Regardless, neither here nor there. In case you weren't aware, we have a massive library of this and all kinds of other videos, industry updates, news, tips, tricks, information, obviously showing you ups, downs, and in-betweens with every RV that we go through and review, helping you find your second camper the first time. And if you like that kind of stuff, make sure you hit that subscribe button and catch us on the next one. And if you want to see where we have one of these parked and how we have it equipped, check that link in the video description. Hopefully I remember to put it up there now that I pointed up magically at the sky and I did my little post editing. But let me know what you think about this little critter. And until next time, take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.
Alright, I can't see. Shoot me straight, Doc. How bad is it?
Nonsense! It's only a flesh wound.